comes to talk. I'm just doing my show prep this morning, and there's a lot of exciting things that I'm going to cover today. Just to give you a little sneak peek, unless I got a couple of really good things I'm going to do on the program this morning at 6 a.m. Eastern, which we have redubbed Mar-a-Lago time. I'm going to start with a clip from Laura Ingraham being incredibly out of line with President Trump. I mean, just insanely out of line. There's no getting around it. And also, I'm going to Natalie Winters. You guys know Natalie Winters? She's with she is with Bannon, Steve Bannon, and she's the girl that gets in trouble at the White House all the time because she looks good and she wears clothes that she looks much better in than all the other women in the White House press corps. She took Christopher Steele to the woodshed like I've never seen anyone do before. It was so freaking amazing, and it could not happen to a nicer guy than Christopher Steele. So I'm gonna go through that interview. But she is the future of television, conservative MAGA journalism, and she did really good. She that appearance that she did, she was on Piers Morgan, and she went after Christopher Steele and reprimanded him and just exposed him like no one's business. And I'm definitely going to share that today. I gotta make sure I got the whole. Yeah, here's the whole interview. She just went off, and let me. I've got the full interview here. Hold on. Natalie Winters. This is her on Piers Morgan. Scaramucci's there, and she's talking to Christopher Steele, who's there. Listen to this.
The fact that you can still sit here and you have no actual evidence beside one random Russian meeting and, oh, we need to just continue to get more evidence. You're a complete political hack and grifter, and I wish the American political scene didn't have your voice in it.
All right, well, Christopher Steele, you're about to leave us because you're only here for this part of the panel, but your response finally to that.
So I'm going to play the whole thing on the program today. That's just a clip. She just totally exposed him. Like, he's never been talked to like that before. Ever, ever, ever. And she went through the entire, let me make sure I put this on my X. She went through the entire story with him and just tore him a new one like I could not believe. It was beautiful. And he didn't know what to say. No, I've not been up all night. I've never really heard her before, Natalie Winters. The only thing I know about her is I keep seeing her in the news getting in trouble because she's wearing clothes where she looks hot in at the White House that are inappropriate. And I misjudged her. I thought, oh, here she is, trying to make a name for herself off of this stuff. And she's brilliant. I just queued it up. Okay, here's the whole thing. Listen. Remember, Christopher Steele is the guy from British intelligence that crafted that phony PP dossier about Trump, gave it to John McCain, who gave it to Comey, and then it ended up with the Mueller investigation, right?
Well, I know Christopher Steele probably wanted to go down in history as someone that colluded with the Clinton campaign to take down President Donald J. Trump, but I really think that you represent probably the ultimate grifter in the American political space. For you to even come on here, obviously you're trying to sabotage what President Trump is doing when it comes to Russia and Ukraine, but to sit here, what is it, nearly a decade after you tried to smear President Trump as a Russian asset, to then say, well, I think he's a Russian asset, but even though I'm really good at my job and create all these intelligence reports. It's just sort of a feeling that I have. I'm sorry, what stones do you even have left to turn over to try to corroborate your claim that President Trump is a Russian asset?
You know, I gotta tell you, I really, and I don't think I'm the only one. I misjudged her like nobody's business because I saw her come out of the White House with these mini skirts on, and I'm like, what? You know, come on, do something. Don't just parade around like that. It seemed, but I was so wrong, and let me tell you, she should be hired by someone big on Fox. She's really good. Christopher Steele's just sitting there. Pierce Morgan's sitting there. Scaramucci's sitting there.
What? Weaponized FISA courts, surveillance, warrants, not just domestic spy agencies, international spy agencies too, the entire DNC apparatus, a bunch of political operatives and registered foreign agents here in the United States. The American people would really appreciate it if you would stop injecting your efforts to curtail and totally tank the America First movement by smearing anyone who doesn't want to get involved in forever wars or continue the needless and ceaseless dying of in Ukraine and in Russia, just so you can sit there from your nice perch and just continue to defend the globalist world order by continuing to fan the flames of conflict in Russia and Ukraine. And you know what? The same people that you ally yourself with here in the United States, you think you're so good at gathering intelligence. Last time I checked, it was the 51 intel agency officers, spies, who said that the Hunter Biden hard drive, which I've reported on firsthand, it's legitimate. You want to talk about president's sons who are involved in businesses with foreign countries? Well, I'd like to introduce you to Hunter Biden, right? When those 51 people that I'm sure that you know all too well, you were probably likely involved with the drafting of that letter.
Is she not good? So I want to play the whole thing and his response on the show today. I'm going to lead, though, that's going to be maybe my second or third story. I'm going to lead with Laura Ingraham, who I think was out of line. I've got the stream already up. I think she was rude, out of line, and inappropriate with President Trump, Laura Ingraham. I really, really do. This is I'm just got the one clip I'm going to play of that interview. And this is Laura Ingraham. It's the sit-down interview at the White House with him, and they're talking about Canada. And let me know, yes or no, do you think she's rude and out of line here?
You're tougher with Canada than you are with some of our biggest adversaries.
Only because it's meant to be our 51st Street. And
okay, but
but listen to this for a second.
We need their territory. They have territorial advantage. We're not going to let them get close to China.
Look, right? I deal with every country, indirectly or directly. One of the nastiest countries to deal with is Canada. The people that, now this was Trudeau, the people that good old Justin, I call him Governor Trudeau, his people were nasty, and they weren't telling the truth. They never told the truth. You know that, they'd say, well, we don't charge. Well, they do. They charge tremendous. And if you look at dairy products, what they've done to our farmers, I'd go up to Iowa, I'd go up to different places, Nebraska, and they would always complain about Canada, how they get ripped off. Do you know that Canada has a 250% tariff? 250, nobody knows that. They charge us numbers that are crazy. We have a very big deficit with Canada, and there's no reason, much more. We have much more. Just so you understand, we subsidize Canada.
Yeah, she's talking. She said she's interrupting him and saying, "I don't think so."
I love Canada. I love Wayne
now
Gretzky.
The liberal guys.
I love his wife.
The liberal party is going to win now in the next election, most likely. And they were down and out. Isn't that going to make them more hostile to us and possibly
I'd rather deal with a liberal than a
for China closer to Canada, and that would really put us in a bind.
The conservative, that's right.
Okay, now how do you think was she now that's what I'm going to lead with today when I go live at 6. Do you think she was out of line with Trump? I do. I think she was incredibly inappropriate. Here he is doing her a favor, giving her this exclusive interview and tour the Oval Office and everything else. And I think she was inappropriate. I hope he doesn't do any more exclusive interviews with her. Now, another thing, you don't interrupt the President of the United States. What is she, the governor of Maine? Yeah, I'm going to take calls on that. It's like I'm going to play that. And I got a lot of other things too. Those are just a couple of the things I'm going to do. And Elon Musk, I got my, I'm very excited. I get my Twitter, I don't know, about 3 weeks ago was hacked. And I got locked out of it and was hacked. And the hackers took control of my X. And Elon got me back in yesterday. So it was very, very nice. I got my original X back. Now, a lot of people are not following me that were. But if, Brian Craig Show on X. So make sure you guys follow me on X at Brian Craig Show. I got my X back, which is nice. It was very nice to get my X back, I must tell you. I just written it off. I thought that was going to be it. I'm never going to get it back. And I got it back. And it's nice because I got a lot of famous people and celebrities who follow me. So, on that account. So I was very happy to get it back. So Brian Craig Show, make sure you guys follow me there. In fact, I'll pin it in the chat here. So you guys can follow me there. There, I just pinned my X in the live chat. So click that link and follow me there. And I got it back yesterday afternoon. I was in shock when I got the email. I put a shout out to Elon and then boom, I got it back. I'd given up on it. The reason Elon has so many children is a couple things. First off, if you were the richest man who ever lived, I mean, how can you expect a guy to be faithful? It's got that. I mean, that's not an easy thing to do. But on top of that, he is so brilliant and so smart. I think he wants to spread his DNA as much as possible because he's got very good DNA. I don't know where you're seeing fascism. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes out. Do I like people taking my job? Who's going to take my job? This hat is, this is the hat of wisdom, man. That's right. I'm always a little smarter with this hat on. DNA means a lot, and he's got very good DNA, and he wants to have as much as his DNA around as possible. Thanks, those of you that just followed me on X, I appreciate it. Yeah, Elon got me back in my X that I was hacked and locked out of, so I just pinned the link to my X in the live chat. So click that link and follow me on X, Brian Craig Show. How do I know he has good DNA? Because he's so brilliant. He's not only is he the richest man in the world, he's the richest man who's ever lived, and he sends rockets up in space and does all kinds of other amazing things. He's very, very smart. So, if you're that smart, you've got good DNA. No doubt about it. So, little X, he's going to be very smart. He may be president one day. Is he brilliant because he's wealthy? No, he's wealthy because he's brilliant. You got it backwards. He's wealthy because he's brilliant, Elon Musk. That's right. And I think that makes sense to people that have a brain. Are you kidding me? He's a great father. His children will never have to worry ever. Look at how good he is with little X. Trump loves X. Exactly. He recycles his space equipment. He's amazing. He is absolutely amazing. Now, this is another thing we'll talk about. This is Bannon a couple days ago talking to Fredo. I'll turn up the audio here.
I'm a firm believer that President Trump will run and win again in 2028. So I've already endorsed President Trump. A man like this comes along once every century. If we're lucky, we've got him now. He's on fire, and I'm a huge supporter. Want to see him again in 2028.
And obviously, anybody who doesn't like what you say, but judges it a function of the lack of intelligence, doesn't know anything about you. I don't make that mistake. You're a smart guy. Oh, you know he's term limited. How do you think he gets another term?
We're working on it. I think we'll have a couple of alternatives. Let's say that.
Why do you think Bannon's talking that way? That's of course I love Trump. I support Trump. Exactly. The Never Trumpers are a cult, a total cult. We are the majority. Never Trumpers are definitely a cult. Right? I mean, President Trump won the popular vote. It tells you everything you need to know. Right there. You are in a cult. Welcome. If you're new, my name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I'm a radio host, obviously YouTuber, podcaster. And at 6 a.m. Eastern, every weekday morning, I do a live 3-hour show on a whole bunch of radio stations and Morning Drive, taking live calls. So right now, I'm just finishing up my show prep. I did not know that Conor McGregor was only 36 years old. He's very wise beyond those years. I am shocked. I thought he was older than that. Well, boxing ages you. That's, you go to prison for swatting, and they're gonna get those guys. It is.
We'll see.
Oh, all right, it's not something to mess around with. I don't really watch Fox News. I don't watch too much TV news. I get most of my information online. An embarrassment to North America. Well, that tells you right there you're not an American. Americans don't refer to North America. We're just Americans and the United States of Americans. Anybody that says you're an embarrassment to North America is not an American. That's how Canadians talk. They talk about being North Americans sometimes. Look at President Trump. He brought regime change to Canada, peace to Ukraine and Russia. Trump has great manners, great American manners. He is exactly what you want in a gentleman. He's a gentleman, no doubt about it. I mean, if you're an American, I don't care what non-Americans think. If you're an American, why would you not be supporting Trump? Anyways, make sure you follow me on X. I pinned my X link into the live chat. Oh, that's a fake felony conviction. That's a corrupt judge. A corrupt judge with a fake conviction. No, don't worry about that. We're not worried about that at all. No, Trump's doing well. No, Laura, I think Laura Ingraham was very much out of line. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Who's lying? No, the U.S. is not headed for a recession. We're heading for the opposite of a recession. And here's Natalie Lindsay.
Girl. Screw you, Christopher Steele. You just got wrecked by a 24-year-old girl.
Okay, that's Natalie Winters after that interview. That's pretty funny. She's good. 24 years old. She's that smart. That's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, she is really smart. I was very shocked. I misjudged her based on her looks. I really did, I must say. I don't think I do that too often, but I did in her case. Democrats would like there to be a recession, but no, not going to be a recession. The country's doing very well. We are in an economic boom period. What Canada did was very stupid. Very stupid what Canada did. They're in big trouble. The golden age of America. That's exactly right. The golden age. Yeah, I mean, all I saw from her until this was a bunch of tight dresses and mini skirts and complaining that the White House said she was dressed inappropriately. What am I supposed to think, right? I hadn't heard her in a situation like that. She cleaned Christopher Steele's clock. I mean, believe me, he was not happy. Oh, I've been married going on 29 years, so I don't worry about such things. The golden age is now. We're living in the golden age of America. This is the president's high school graduation photo. President Trump, that's his high school graduation photo from the military academy. All these judges are in big trouble. These judges are in such big trouble. They're going to be impeached. They're being exposed as radical activists. Stephen Miller is amazing. He is amazing. He is the best debater that we got. He is one of the most brilliant conservative minds alive. Him and Victor Davis Hanson are probably the two most brilliant conservative MAGA thinkers, intellectuals in the world right now. I don't know about running for office. I don't know, but he's very good. Stephen Miller's amazing. He really is. I'm so every time I see him on TV, I'm impressed. He never disappoints, Stephen Miller, does he? All right, Trish, I'll see you. It's 2 hours. Yeah. All right, guys, listen, I got to get back to work. But if you're new, make sure you subscribe. I'll be live on my morning show in 2 hours. I take live calls, totally unvetted. So all of you trolls can call me live on the air and call me out, all right, during the show. I'll see you then. Take care. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I'm Brian.